Good morning and welcome to this UK-India Business Council webinar on e-governance, making it easier to do business in India. My name is Aina Gupta, Research and Communications Executive at UK-India Business Council, and I will be moderating this session. India's plan for e-government initiatives under the Digital India program aims to ease the operating environment and reduce red tape while at the same time improving communications and transparency. At today's webinar, we look at the recently launched single window portal e-biz, which integrates 11 central government services to facilitate faster clearances for businesses. The portal provides a one-stop shop for providing G2B services to investors and businesses. With the prospect of integrating the state's industrial and business-related services into the National e-biz project, UK businesses will now be able to access information and services in a seamless way. Before we begin, I would like to familiarize you with the toolbox on the right-hand side of your screens. Just to let you know, we will have everyone on mute during the course of the webinar to keep any background noise to a minimum. But if you have a question, please drop it into the little bracket on the toolbox to your right in the "Please type your question here" box to send me your question, and I will take it up during the Q&A session at the end. For now, to make sure you can all hear me clearly, could I please ask that you all use the Raise Your Hand button on the toolbar? Could you please click the Raise Your Hand button? Okay, thank you. I am delighted to welcome Mr. Saikat Sen Sharma, First Secretary Economic, High Commission of India. Mr. Sen Sharma is from the Indian Foreign Service and has held diplomatic assignments in different capacities in Tehran, Geneva, Shanghai, Brussels and Bangkok, besides stints at headquarters. He has represented Government of India in multilateral fora and bilateral trade talks. I would now like to welcome Mr. Sen Sharma for his presentation on how e-governance initiatives such as the e-biz portal is making it easier to do business in India.
Good morning to all of you. Welcome to all at the webinar on e-governance in India transforming the business landscape. Now, e-governance in India has steadily evolved from computerization of government departments to initiatives that encapsulate the finer points of governance, like service orientation, transparency, citizen centricity. There are about 31 mission mode projects under the National E-Governance Plan of Government of India. One of the transformational projects that is focusing on improving business environment in the country for investors is e-biz, an online portal that enables fast and efficient access to government to business, and that's G2B services. India's G2B single window e-biz portal is part of the Digital India program to serve as a one-stop shop for delivery of services to investors, making it easier to do business in India. Now look at this slide. We have the project actually aims at creating an investor-friendly ecosystem in India by making all regulatory information starting from establishment of business through its ongoing operations and even as its possible closure, easily available to the various stakeholders concerned on a single portal. It obviates the need for an investor or a business to visit multiple offices or a plethora of websites. Now, actually, what this portal does is it addresses the need of business and industry from inception through the entire life cycle. It is thus a radical shift in the government service delivery approach from department-centric to customer-centric. Next slide. Becky? Yeah. Now, e-biz, when it is implemented in its complete vision, will transform the business environment through projected benefits. What are these? One is it enables entrepreneurs to submit one integrated application for multiple licenses, make consolidated payment for various licenses that they require, reduce the number of procedures, correspondingly the cost and time taken obtaining approvals for starting and operating a business. In effect, it is a secure one-stop shop for all investment and business related information and services 24/7. That is what the investor wants. Next slide. Now, before I take this e-biz platform, it consists of two components, namely e-biz portal, which is a front end that acts as a single point entry, and second is e-biz shared services infrastructure, such as payment gateway, business vault to store documents, SMS gateway, then enabling development of application and provisioning of G2B services. Now, an industry requires basically simplicity, transparency, and predictability. So, and we have to start a new business or setting up a new industrial unit requires multiple licenses, clearances, permits, no objection certificates from multiple government agencies. What this e-biz portal does is it eliminates the need to physically interface with various regulatory authorities at central, state, and local government levels. So you find that the authentic information is available from a single website that is called e-biz, and there is also a composite application form and single payment gateway. There is transparency on timelines. Next slide. But to make an effective use of this portal, one would need to understand e-biz enabled processes which are incorporated in this portal. Now let me go through some of the key features. Now the first one is license and permit information wizard, LNP wizard it's called. So e-biz LNP information wizard is a consolidated repository of all relevant licenses, permits, and other regulatory information along with their applicability criteria. Now this is an interview style wizard which poses the investors a series of questions to assess the licensing needs of their business. Based on these answers, on the answers provided, the wizard provides a customized list of licenses, clearances that the investor needs to begin their businesses, and also a list of regulations that they need to comply with as part of the operating their business. Now, let me tell you at this stage is that the number of questions asked on every occasion becomes smaller and smaller till there are no questions to ask. The questions asked from send time onwards will depend on the answers given to the previous set through dynamic decision making. So this is a very interactive kind of question. Next slide, please. The second one, which is very important, which enabled process is composite application form. Now, hitherto, investors were required to fill multiple application forms to avail of various services from government services. There was significant overlap of information sought, such as identity of the applicant, demographics of the applicant, business unit, etc. Now, what this composite application form does, it combines the common elements of multiple application forms and creates a single form through which the investor can apply for multiple services. It reduces overheads of data entry and associated errors. It also has a single gateway, payment gateway, which has been made electronically against a composite application form for multiple services and subsequent apportionment and routing to payment to individual departments and agencies. So it has got it's a very useful tool for an entry into the e-biz portal and going into multiple services. The next slide, please. Yeah, the third one, which we have is a very important one, is enabled service, is joined up service. Now, joined up service combines the back-end workflow of multiple government departments in such a manner that a single request from the investor through the composite application form for a number of permissions, clearances, approvals, and registrations will be routed automatically across multiple agencies in a logical sequence. This includes parallel and sequential workflow based on interdependencies between the services being requested by the investor. As you see, there are so many interdependencies here: excise, drug, pollution control, industries department. So at single entry point, you will have this back-end information at one go. Next slide, please. Now we come to the e-biz project scope. e-biz is a 10-year program implemented on a public-private partnership model. The plan is to expand e-biz and roll out services in a phased manner. Execution is in 3-year phases. As you see, the initial rollout was in 2013. We are now in the second phase. Next slide, please. Now, for the pilot phase, 50 business services were identified for implementation through e-biz, as you see. Now, 26 central services across 9 departments were identified, and 24 state services in 5 states of Andhra Pradesh, Delhi, Haryana, Maharashtra, and Tamil Nadu were also identified. I'll show you the slides later. The project has 10 pilot states, as you see. During expansion phase, the project will offer all the G2B services throughout the business life cycle, which potentially runs into over 100 services. Now, next slide. Now I'll show you the services offered. The 26 services which were identified under central services are indicated in this slide. You can see permanent account numbers, IT returns, tax deduction account. These services are there. Then we have excise services, industrial licenses there, issue of export license, import-export code. So all these, then we have this employer's registration, certificate of commencement of business. So anything to do with setting up a company, the services you require will be there in this services provided. Next slide, please. And here is a list of 24 state services, as I mentioned, which are also being provided. Here you will find VAT registration, approval of plans, factories department, setting up a factory, whatever documents you need, you all have it at one go. Next slide, please. Now let me also now talk about the milestone achieved so far, which are in public domain. Now, number one, we have this e-biz platform with the Guide Me wizard, the license and permit, the composite application form, the joined up services. These are all there. Second is the payment gateway with 5 PSU banks have been enabled. So that is available, and we also have a centralized pay and accounts for centralized booking of all central government receipts. That's also available. So the process of applying for industrial license and industrial memorandum has been made online and now available to entrepreneurs on a 24/7 basis on this e-biz website. We also, as per planned incremental rollout, 20 central services are already in public domain. I'll show you the list. They're already in public domain. 14 state services of Andhra Pradesh, they have been rolled out, and 2 services of government of NCT of Delhi have also been rolled out. Next slide, please. Now, the 20 government services which are already in public domain, you can see that against the ministries, we have the services available. Ministry of Corporate Affairs gives the services of name availability, director identification number, certificate of incorporation, commencement of business, issue of PAN, issue of tax deduction account, right? And then we have Reserve Bank of India giving certain services like advanced foreign remittance, foreign collaboration, general permission route. We have Employees Provident Fund Organization giving the services of registration. We have Petroleum and Explosive Safety Organization giving licenses. So services against the various departments are outlined here. Next slide, please. Yeah, these are the remaining 20 services of other departments also here, where we have Ministry of Labour and Employment. They have this registration approvals, which are already in public domain. There is Central Board of Direct Taxes. Any changes or corrections that need to be made in PAN data also available online. Department of Heavy Industry gives the services of issue of custom duty concession certificate to entrepreneurs under Project Import Scheme. Next slide, please. Yeah, I also mentioned about 14 state services of Andhra Pradesh. They have been rolled out, and which are also indicated in the slide, mostly related to like groundwater clearance. Like from groundwater department will give a clearance for draw of groundwater. Similarly, factories license, annual filing of Factories Act, industrial incentives, allotment of scars, raw materials. So permission, permission from for the town site and building. Other things. These are all provided by the government of Andhra Pradesh, and these are online. Other states are also will be rolled out shortly. Next slide, please. Yeah, these two services are provided by Delhi government, which have been recently put in the public domain. One is the factory return filing and new power connection. Power connection has become easier now in Delhi than it was before. Next slide, please. Now we come to the significant achievements which have been achieved so far while we are in the second phase of rollout. Now you will see that the rollout you'll see that the joined up services which I mentioned earlier, which is actually with a composite application form and a single payment. Two joined up services have been rolled out so far. One is called the ICN 29 form. This is an incorporation form which provides 7 services of registration approvals. And then the second one is the Ministry of Labour, which offers 5 services of employment. Now, these two joined up services are already there in public domain. And what INC 29 consists of: name availability, director identification number, certificate of incorporation from Ministry of Corporate Affairs, issuance of PAN, issuance of TAN, employer registration from Employees State Insurance Corporation, and Ministry of Labour, that is the 5 other services. They have a registration for contract labor, registration under Building and Other Construction Workers Act, registration under Interstate Migrant Workmen, and employer registration from employees. So it gives actually a seamless exchange of data amongst various central government ministries. Now the rollout, now we'll go to the roadmap. Actually what is happening is, next slide please. Yeah. Next slide. This I have already explained, these joined up services with acts, joined up services, this also I have explained. Now we go to the next one. Yeah. As I mentioned, that we have actually rolled out 20 central government services so far. Now the rollout of 24 identified state services have been initiated in remaining 9 pilot states. We expect that at the end of 6 years, this project will expand to cover the whole country and provide over 200 G2B services as well as other value-added services. So we would invite all the investors to use this e-biz portal now. In a big way, and if you have any problems, we have got one facilitation cell, one-stop facilitation cell, India Invest, where which helps you to set up a business at a very short time. To recap, e-biz brings value proposition to investors. It reduces time. It is a single point delivery mechanism. It is a universal portal which should be used extensively by UK investors. Thank you very much. Thank you, Rebecca. So this is all I have.
Many thanks for that excellent overview, Mr. Sen Sharma. The presentation is very informative and useful. I will now open the floor to some questions. The first question is, can the e-biz license information wizard be rerun if you make a mistake in answering some questions?
Yes, it can be done. But I still feel that if you have any glitch in that, any personal glitch, you can always write to us, or I'll give you a contact link where you can approach and get that glitch removed. Right? We have this DIBB website.
Okay.
We have the DIBB website, and we also have India Invest. Just a minute. Yeah, I'll give you the link in a short while, and this is the link which we have.
Okay. So yeah. Basically, if an investor logs into the e-biz portal and if there is any glitch, he can always use the contact us page in that website to get in touch with India Invest or DIBB.
DIBB, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
right. The next question is, we are applying for multiple services at one point, which is very good, but do we receive the approvals and licenses all at once, or the different departments will take different times?
No, it will actually, the multiple licenses you are applying, yes, but it will go to different departments, right? And at the moment, the services are that the approval will be faster. Now, the integration of the, at one point has not yet been implemented as yet, but it is in the third phase. But right now, the information which you are getting, you will know the status of your information at one place.
So we'll know the status, but the approvals will come from different departments at different points of time.
Different points of time.
Then we have a couple of questions. They are on similar lines. I believe the questions are like, when is Karnataka being brought within the scope of rollout? We have a similar question for the state of Telangana, like when Telangana will be included in the same e-biz portal. So do we have any idea, sir, on when these states will be included?
See, as of now, these, as I mentioned, the states which are already there, Karnataka is actually will be in the final phase. That is, we are now in the second phase. In the third phase, I think the Karnataka will also be brought in. So right now, by 31st December, 24 state services are being rolled out. The pilot states are Delhi, Haryana, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Orissa, Rajasthan, Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, and West Bengal. So these will be rolled out by 31st of December this year. And I think next year, more and more states will be brought into the...
That's really very good news, sir. The next question is, again, related to something that we had asked earlier. I'll still read out the whole question. Will the portal provide a dashboard that shows the progress of each of the applications and the expected date of completion? Does it also have an escalation mechanism in the event of any delays?
This question, actually, you can address it to me. I'll have to check with India Invest. Actually, this question, it does information on the status of your proposal, but for further details, if you can pose this question to me, I'll get this information back to you.
Thank you, sir. Okay. I'll just ask one more question. Is there a specific partner through e-biz to assist in the formation of a brownfield site, startup, or manufacturing JVC? So I believe the question is a little different, but it is like, is there any specific partners?
Yeah. Actually, this is now India Invest is a one-stop shop kind of organization. Okay. So you can, if you are interested in any brownfield or greenfield investment, you can straight away write to them, or you can write through us also. We'll take it up. So, but India Invest is a one-stop shop. They can help you right from the beginning till the end, till the closure, to help you to set it up for you in a faster manner.
Yeah. This is very good to know, Mr. Sen Sharma, that firstly we have this e-biz portal which has, kind of consolidated so many forms and so many services at a single point. And there's also a specific partner like India Invest to kind of help investors and guide them in case of any assistance required. And we have also received a few comments which kind of applaud these initiatives. And one particular attendee would also like to just have your views on how can this be significant for Make in India, this
Yeah,
initiative.
I think I'll give yeah, actually, the goal of the government is now to make doing business easier than it was before. Now, we have statistics here with us. Ever since this e-biz was introduced, since 2014, it used to take 129 days to set up a company in India. Now it takes about 27, 28 days. So, I mean, I'm sure with the e-biz portal being used more and more by investors, the time taken to set up a company will definitely come down further and will go up in our rankings in the World Bank rankings.
Thank you, Mr. Sen Sharma, for your insights. They were interesting, very interesting indeed. In case of any unanswered questions, we will pass them to you and we'll take it up separately.
Sure,
Thank you
sure.
very much for your
Any
time.
questions? Any questions you have, please, you can send it to UKIBC. They can send it to us. We will answer all your questions. Due to lack of time, yes, we have not been able to do it now, but we'll answer all your questions. You just give them to UKIBC.
Sure. We'll pass on any unanswered questions and we'll see that all questions are addressed. Thank you very much for your time and I hope this webinar was valuable to you. If you have any feedback or comments about today's session or a session that you would want to see us do in the future, please feel free to get in touch. I would also like to invite you to visit our website and check for the webinars that we are organizing as part of our Access India series, a program designed to support UK businesses through short online sessions on a variety of topics. Our previous Access India webinars are also available to watch anytime. You may also wish to look for the Access India hashtag on Twitter to join the discussions. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you so much.